Do you ever wonder why the DC Republicans are being so brazen in their attempts to overturn or dismantle all of our democratic norms? I mean, besides the obvious reasons why. Take Roe v. Wade, for example. The first time in the history of our nation that the Supreme Court of the United States has taken away a fundamental constitutional protection. Doing this and not giving a single fuck about the carnage that ensues goes completely against the majority will of the people and shows us exactly how out of touch DC Republicans are. Surely they understand this will hurt their numbers, and that's all they really care about. So why? Why would they do such a thing? Well, I'm going to tell you why. But first, some context. The January 6th committee, who's in the middle of their public hearings right now, exists for the purpose of letting the American public know what happened on January 6th and in the events leading up to January 6th and even beyond. The J6 committee is not here to prosecute or even to hold Trump and his enablers accountable. They don't have prosecutorial power. So if you're thinking the outcome is going to be that somebody shows up to arrest Donald Trump and lock him up, I'm sorry, but you're going to be sorely disappointed. Now, of course, there is the legal standard of whether or not there is a case that would show Trump and his associates violated federal law, committed a crime, etc. And the J6 committee is gathering and investigating that evidence. And ultimately, the DOJ decides whether or not this is indictable via a grand jury. But aside from that and showing it to the public, once they're done, they're done. Their work is over. For the past 2+ years, I've been on this app or through my writing, whatever, however, telling anyone who would listen that projection is a hallmark of today's Republican Party. They accuse others, but especially the Democratic Party, of whatever it is that they, the Republicans, are guilty of. What has been Trump's biggest grievance over the past forever, but especially amplified in the past couple of years? What he calls a rigged or stolen election. Trump and many in the GOP have been for years now priming people to receive this message for the express purpose of putting doubt into your mind about our systems of governance and especially our free and fair elections. They also can't help but admit their crimes. Remember how they planned a whole ass coup attempt against our government in broad daylight? Here's the thing, the J6 committee is choosing their words carefully. But what they are doing is showing us exactly how Trump and his associates tried to rig, to use a Trump word, our 2020 election. Because they fully intend to do it again in 2024 and be successful this time. Trump and his enablers have been shouting this message for years now that our elections are faulty and rigged for the specific purpose of turning one over when they didn't like its outcome. You might have noticed how they accuse the Democratic Party of doing this all the time. Again, projection. Republicans don't win the popular vote anymore, at least not really in my lifetime. They know that their party is a dying breed, and this is exactly why the Republicans are putting it all out there, showing us the cards, letting us know what their real agenda is, regardless of how unpopular it may be, because they literally do not care. They know that they have a plan to overturn the next election. And they trust that you are not watching the January 6th hearings to inform yourself of how we can prevent this from happening again. We have to do better. You, the American public, are basically serving as judge, jury, and prosecutor. Now is not the time to tune out.